Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from somewhere in this world, and we're back to continue our playthrough of Empire Total War featuring Darthmod in the 40 unit save version. We had a fun couple little battles last time, but I think this is now the time to focus on knocking Sweden out of the game here. Once we replenish and get some reinforcements in here, hopefully we've damaged their armies enough that we can stand tall against them. To make that a little easier, let's keep our rake moving up here to get up to help out our lines of sight, so we know right now we still don't quite know everything we're dealing with. It would appear that they moved that little army that had been in Stockholm down that we engaged here, but they had that other big stack that disappeared somewhere back here that we probably can match up to on its own, but we just got to figure out where the heck it is. So maybe what we'll do next turn, in lieu of not knowing where that army is we can weaken them even further, even if we don't go against Stockholm, and move up against Norway. Just lower their province count, get them down to bare bones here, and then make our final move against Stockholm. So that's probably kind of what we'll do there. And speaking of rakes, there is one more I want to get moving, because I believe we have ships built now. And yes, we do. We have a rake over here, so let's get him loaded up. We got some fourth rates to take him out. And there he is, his little mask, he's on board. What we got to do though is see if we can put him ashore, and we'll try to drop him off here unseen. Yeah, sneak him down in there. And as far as this fleet, where do we want to go? Do we want to make a mega fleet? We got a pretty decent fleet of almost 20 vessels down here in the Mediterranean. So maybe we add the fleet up north here and start building up our fleet here, and eventually, depending on where we have admirals, where we don't have admirals, they're still getting repaired, we can then combine into a mega 40 stack fleet and rule the seas. Let's get down here. There's something else we got to do, is we got to get ready for the big move in India too. We're getting to the point where we just got to start making this happen. We can't dilly-dally anymore with hit and run raids, as fun as they have been. We need to get moving, and we've built an army here, or we've recruited some more units here. We'll get them moved over, combine our forces here, and the army builds, the army strengthens. Maybe we can look at a little more cavalry, maybe a little more artillery, and then fill the balance after that with infantry is probably what we'll need to do to get going here. Recruitment wise, so in process, let's get ourselves another 12-pounder and a couple more cavalry, and that'll be our India recruitment for the moment. What I will do, however, is take a look at this Navy, and what do we have available? We got this brig and a 6th rate, along with this 5th rate. We're going to take the brig and the 6th rate out, because something I noticed is way up here. You know, we kind of destroyed this port, but they rebuilt it. It's only a fishery, but guess what? Fisheries can still construct a navy and some decent naval units if it's a high enough advanced fishery. So we're gonna come in here and invade this little poor fishery, and I'm sure he'll send a unit down to push us out. Then we'll just blockade it. Even though it's not an official port, we still want to kind of make it unusable, and they have not rebuilt this one in any way, shape, or form yet, so we'll have to keep our eye open there. And I don't think any others have appeared over here yet. And what's good to see is we don't have a lot of rebuilding all over the place yet. In fact, we still have this nothing built yet. So our hit and run is causing them some economic hardships, I'm sure, because they haven't rebuilt in quite a few places. And so that's got to hurt them. And that's the whole reason we did it. And then probably the last thing I want to look at is a couple loose ends I've been thinking about, that now that we've secured some of these locations, like down here in Algiers, it's time for us to recruit, if we can, some militia to cover the port. So we'll just go ahead and do that. And actually we have three, count them, 3 ports in Spain that are unprotected. And so we got 3 militia we need to build over here. Well, these are the ones we can only build 6 of. Let's see, their melee defense is only 5, so no, we don't want to build those. The ones with better defense is the ones we want to build. And they're just a hair cheaper. All right, let me make sure when we moved out those 4th rates up here, we do have some more being constructed. Yes, we do. And I think there's only one other spot where I may have a port, if I recall from looking around, a port that needs some protection. I mean, we have a unit there, but I'm going to want to pick up that unit eventually. So let's get another militia unit built up here. And we should have things covered then. As far as ports are concerned, for the moment. All right, so what's left is spending the last of our funds, 10,776 to spend. So we got a lot still to upgrade. I think there's just only one little farm is all I'm aware of down in Patras that we need to upgrade. And I decided to leave this army here to get them fully replenished. And then we're going to go on the pick up all the loose remnants of armies up in Venice, down in Algiers, and probably send this army over to help give us some more forces in India. That is my plan. The army we have up in Sweden is all I'm going to build for up there. It does leave us extremely exposed in our capital, but I'm not feeling threat coming at me, and if someone does declare war, we will resolve that. We will not leave our home country undefended. So I would really be shocked if someone like Britain declared war and landed someone there, and others just don't feel like they have the capacity to do that to us. So that's why we're leaving our home capital undefended, which usually is ill-advised. One other thing I want to spend money on is our capital in India. It says on the base game that it increases recruitment capacity up to 2. Well, guess what? Our recruitment capacity right now is at 3. But I'm going to still upgrade this, and we're going to find out, because obviously in Darthmod it didn't upgrade this description. If it increases construction or recruitment capacity at all with this step. So we're just going to take that chance. Since we're building an army here, if I have the opportunity or the chance to increase my recruitment capacity, I'm going to take it. That leaves us with some money that's going to go pretty fast in the Americas, so let's get over there. Actually, we have a new plantation we can upgrade here, and if we zoom in, we find out it's either coffee or sugar. I haven't looked at the trading costs and what are the best commodities. Coffee is 15 and sugar is sitting at 17, so it's not a huge drastic difference. So I guess we're going to build a sugar plantation here. And why don't we just kind of stay right here, spend what we can. As we scroll over, we can upgrade here to a state house, and it leaves us with 1,000. So all I can upgrade now is a farm, and guess what? There's a farm. Oh, if I got another low-level farm, let's see if we have one more low-level farm. Oh, we can upgrade here. This is what I wanted to build here. I built accidentally a school, and I wanted to go with a church school to start changing religious, or hopefully get another priest maybe for down here to convert. Although, are they? Yeah, because this is Catholic down here. So yeah, we will want to convert with a church school and help that out down here. So there, we spent our money, and we are ready for another turn. So let's just go ahead and make that turn happen. We'll see you on the other side, unless we get some of those fun little surprises we are prone to get now and then. All right, we still have an agent embedded around successfully up here with the Iroquois, and their army is expanding. Look at that. We have another agent that is still embedded down here with Spain, and we're going to keep him there for the moment to keep our eyes there. And this should be the guy in India. Yes, with the Mughal Empire, we're going to keep him embedded there. Freemasonry in Boston, little history for us. The London-based Grand Lodge of Freemasons has granted a charter to a new lodge in Boston, Massachusetts, thus formalizing the spread of the organization into America. Freemasonry has thrived in Britain since the formation of the Grand Lodge in 1717, which bound the previously separate Masonic lodges under a common constitution. As trade and colonization spreads, so has Freemasonry, with provincial Grand Masters representing the Grand Lodge around the world. Some voices have raised concerns over charges of nepotism and other more potentially sinister influences, but as yet the authorities seem happy for Freemasonry to exist and thrive in America. Certainly its central tenets seem laudable enough: brotherly love, charity, and truth. As long as its members continue to be guided only by these principles, Freemasonry appears harmless enough to the majority, despite its mysterious rituals and bizarre regalia. All right. Construction report. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. We keep up construction at this pace. The economy can't help but thrive. And recruitment report, some important recruitment continuing here all over the world. All right, let's get started on the continent first and take a look over there. And one of the places we've improved is our repaired navy here, so we're just going to combine it right outside the port. Right there, to keep anybody from blockading us. Our blocking force is growing. And while we're here, let's get our rake moving so we finally get some eyes in Scandinavia. There we go. I noticed on its turn, Sweden spent some money. I didn't see where that Russian army went off to, but apparently they aren't destroying anything at the moment. Because Sweden spent money to repair their economy. We're going to keep ourselves on the move up this way, trying to locate what we can over here. And we'll make a little stop here. It looks like this little star fort is empty. I think what we'll do is get up to this road, and we'll see if we see any Swedish force over here. We'll see if we can't park ourselves in this logging camp. And as we loop around looking, we'll make it a long loop because we're going to detour next turn over to Norway and see what we can find over there. Well, we find little remnant pieces, which is really not a threat to us. It's like they have lots of little pieces around over here that are no threat to us. So we'll keep this hit and run going, and we'll see if we can't take away Norway out of this process. And perhaps with some units that we just recruited here, let's see how close we can get to catching up to our force. And it looks like we can make it, because they're all cavalry. That's what helps us. So let's reinforce. There we go. And our army grows. I think what we'll do is see if we can't continue with some recruitment here. What kind of artillery are we looking at up here in this army? Regiment, that's just demi-cannons and demi-cannons. Why don't we, just to bolster this army a little bit, add a 1 unit of 12-pounders. Do we need any light cavalry for running down after battle? Why don't we gain 1, and we'll add a little grenadier action to round it out. So that'll really bolster this army and make me feel secure in any movements that we make up in Sweden. Also on the continent, I think we're ready probably down in Patras, so let's head down there. Yes, we are back, we are bad, and I think that, yes, we can afford to move this army out now. And we have no ports down here that we have to bolster, and we'll just leave this little territory undefended. I'm not threatened at the moment by the Ottoman Empire or the Austrians, at least I don't feel that way, So let's move ourselves out. Let's make sure all of us move. And we are boarded up. Let's head the fleet up to Venice to pick up our armies up in this direction. We didn't get this army all healed, what do you know, but we're still going to pick them up. We're not going to hold off, we're not going to wait. Now, does this army have on the ship? No, I can't tell. I don't know if they have an admiral. I mean a commanding officer, so they may not be able to blend. Let's just do this. Let's offload the army. No, we do have a general over here. The one on board is much better, I think, than the one left in Venice. Why don't we just send the general himself back to Amsterdam? We'll take the long route. And then we'll pull the army out, which once again in Venice should be no problem. Public order-wise, not at all. And now we should be able to board everybody up. That is everybody but the militia unit, so he can protect the port. And let's get our navy moving. And it didn't see. Okay, we can't take everybody with us because we're full apparently on this fleet. So I guess we won't with this fleet unless I... Well, I know what I can do to pick up the remaining units. I have a solution. We should have just built 2 more 4th rates down here. And there they are. Well, let's get them on the move to pick up some other remnant armies. We have Algiers to pick up. If our army can make it there. And while I'm here, let's upgrade Algiers. We got the funds. And I think we can move out of Algiers just fine now. Yes, we can. Public order is not a problem. Everywhere we're going to move everybody out to the port. We are going to load everybody up except, once again, for the militia unit. And keep this navy a-moving. At least as far as they can go. We got to get around the tip of Italy. Oh, look, we got movement. We just may be able to make it all the way to Venice with our other fleet here. If you call 2 ships a fleet. Let's get this one that's loaded to bear on the move towards India. We might as well, if we have the ability to gain some trade in the process or raid some trade in the process, we shall. And let's load up here. The remaining forces. Except, once again, that I accidentally, I accidentally may have picked up, or I don't want to pick up this guy. So let's pick everybody. Are they on the ship or off the ship? Let's just get every... I don't know if they're boarded up. I've confused myself. So let's just get them all selected and take them all off. See if that takes them all off. No, that seems to have them all loaded up. So therefore, let's do this and unload the militia. There we go. That should have it the way I want it. Yes. See how easily I'm confused. Okay, let's get the Navy moving. And they can't make it very far at all. We're raiding that trade unit. So there, I think we've got everybody picked up now that I was planning to. We just got to remember to get these 2 navies moving over to India. It's going to take a few turns to get there. And we'll be able to start moving by the time they get there. And with the recruitment we are currently taking part in over there in India. Okay, so since we recruited or built, constructed, whatever you want to call it, some fourth rates there. Let's continue our fourth rate building since we can afford it. Can you tell down the road I'm getting concerned about naval battles with Great Britain? Well, if you couldn't tell, I am. Let's take a look at India. Oh, you know what? There's something else I need to remember. I built an army up in Denmark, but they have some ports I'll need to build militia for also. So maybe next turn I'll remember to, or at least as units become available, get a couple militia recruited up in Denmark also for the 2 ports that they have. Down here we have some more army units that have been recruited. Actually cavalry. And let's look at recruitment. No, we didn't really gain any. Unfortunately, it's still at 3, so upgrading the building. Oh, the building isn't finished yet, so maybe we're going to have to take a look when that building is constructed to see if we gain that 4th slot or not. I think we'll just go ahead with some line infantry now, because definitely we're going to need a lot of forces against the mobs we're going to be facing and the masses of forces we're going to be facing up in India once we make the move. I mean, look at Mysore. We do need that as one of our end game goals, and you know, we can't even see what's in the city. We can see what's next to it. It's close to a full stack. We can see this little tiny army here, and there's a pretty good stack, I think, in the city. So that alone is a mass of forces for Mysore. So, wow. Yeah, up here in this fishery, they already did kick me out, so let's just make sure they're blockaded, keep them locked in there. Okay, not seeing a lot that we need to continue with down in the Americas, so let's just join up this fleet. We finally made it. It's making me feel a little bit better. Oh, we have some repairs that have to be done here, so let's do that. No, it's only the one. Only the one. And what we'll do is let's head up once again to the north. We have our rake parked out up here. Able to tell me a little bit about the armies over here. Not too crazy yet, but it is getting me concerned that they're growing, because there could be some lingering animosity there. But what we'll do in the meantime is we will do some upgrades up here. Now, if I change this over to a military governor, I at least can improve some of my recruitment. And but that's not mainly where I recruit from down here in the Americas anyway. We're just going to go with the economic build there at the moment. And some of these others we upgraded before are ready for yet another upgrade. So we got money to spend. I think we've done the recruitment that I need. So we're just going to go once again, start scanning from north to south for any potential upgrades again that we might have. Alright, we have a cotton plantation down here in Mexico that'll eat up a huge chunk of funds. How's the port looking down here? Yeah, we're in good shape at the moment there. Any upgrades here? Nah, not really. I don't really need to upgrade military recruitment here. Oh, we have one more mine. There we go. I think that's a good investment. Sugar plantation. We have the ability to upgrade our fishery, so let's go ahead and do that to a major fishery. And actually a major fishery allows us even from here to construct, look at that, all the way up to 4th rate ships available there. Pretty cool. And we have the funds for that, and that pretty much takes care of our spending spree. Ministers, we got 4 more turns with this wonderful cabinet of ours. The prediction on income still hovering nicely above 25,000 at 26,483. So I think we're doing overall pretty well economically. We are blockaded from Quebec, which never was a big trade partner anyway, and that's really about all impacting our trade at the moment. So we're in good shape, is what I'm saying. So I think we're ready for a next turn, and let's make it happen. I'll go see you on the other side once we are done. All right, looks like we have probably our 3 rakes still implanted, so we'll just bypass this. We looked at where they were last time. Construction report still is full with plentiful upgrades for us that'll help our economy. In fact, we have currently in the bank over 27,000. And our recruitment also continues. We got some more 4th-rate ships have been constructed up here. Why don't we, while we're here, build a couple more, because we can afford it. We're richer than, I don't know who we're richer than, but we're doing pretty well. Let's take our Navy. Right now we'll just kind of base them up in the North Sea, or in that general direction, at the edge, I guess, of the North Sea. And we did see something happen on this turn. Well, I should say, I did see something happen over here. What I'm going to do is send my rake up towards Stockholm. See if he can get a view up there. Is that going to be close enough for us? Well, the Russians sure are threatening up there. The question is, and we can't quite see what kind of defenses Sweden may have up there, so Russia may end up beating us to the punch. As far as Stockholm is concerned, because that's quite a hefty army we have that they're presenting up there. They may beat us to the punch. Wow. But what we will do, and what I was about to say, oh, they repaired down here. So the Swedes have some money for repairs, but I did see a small, tiny stack of, what, 1, 2, or 3 units heading up to Norway. They think they can hold it. Well, we're about to say, no, you won't. Yeah, it wasn't much that they sent up here. So we're gonna see if they want to surrender, and it's refused, and we have ourselves a little battle so we can take over Norway. Wow, cannons are front and center. The artillery is probably, without even me touching it, in the best place we could have them. I don't really see any high ground except way far back. I kind of like where the AI, for a change, put my artillery. So I'll see who else I want to adjust. We'll come back and take a look at our final setup. This should be a quick and easy battle. That's what I'm expecting, but we're still fighting it out and gonna have a little fun. All right, we have our setup here. This particular flank, guess what? It's impassable, so we actually have a geographically protected flank on this side. So we stretched out up until the geography that will halt them, and we have backup on this side. So this is our short side from the artillery, and then we stretch out to the other side with backup. In fact, we are 3 lines deep because we have such an army. The army in the back I don't even expect to use, along with the commander high up on the hill to command the view of the battlefield. And then every cavalry unit we own, including the dragoons, is on our left flank to go out and hopefully wreak havoc on the enemy. So let's start the bombardment and see where they set up. Pretty far back. We'll just let our artillery, that I like to call cavalry, we'll have our artillery just pick and choose on our own. I'm not too particular with them at this kind of range. And we will see, how can I get my cavalry best positioned to take advantage of their flank. It looks like we have a lot of room to roam over on the left, so why don't we do just that and see if we can't get ourselves, if the terrain will allow us, get positioned over there. We do have their own regiment of horse here, which we may just charge on in and overwhelm to try and see if we can't handle them and take them out. In fact, let's just do the big cavalry on cavalry charge. Come on, get going, guys. Get charging. I know you're going up a hill. Oomph. And sabers are a-flying. It's hard to tell who is who because we're in the shadows also. They have the darker uniforms, we have the lighter uniforms on our troops. And they have collapsed already. under the massive force of our cavalry. Now they're broken, so they very well could reform. Let's continue with our initial objective, and that's to get us, try to get us unnoticed. Yeah, unnoticed, off to the side. Yeah, and they've become shattered, so we will not see their cavalry anymore. Perhaps they might have got, either they got in range when I wasn't looking of our infantry here, or maybe a stray cannonball went their way. So I'm thinking, since we can, why don't we take our backup line here, since we are 3 deep. Kind of bend our line over here. Let's run and exhaust them and get them ready for fire at will when they get there. Try and keep them hemmed in over here a little bit. And that will now allow us to get our cavalry very much behind them. We have some provincial cavalry off in the back. There's our next target. Take away their mobility. They're able to take fire on our grenadiers as we relocate. We got them running though. Our cannon, our artillery, causing some hurt. And they're going for our flank maneuver here. Oh, they have other troops back here afoot, so we got to be careful about this provincial cavalry. We are not going to go into that little trap there. We are going to start running down some of these broken units here. Make the provincial cavalry come to us if they want to fight. I think our artillery, we better focus on our own here. Let's see if they're within canister range. And there they are. Let's go back to long shot and focus our artillery back on that regiment of foot in the back. It is a specially named regiment of foot, and I do not know Swedish in the least, so I don't know how to pronounce it, but they're probably better than the average troops, so we will bombard them in the back. And our cavalry will take care of these guys, these broken units. And as I said, this will be a successful battle. In fact, we can bring our commanding general down, not in front of the cannon though. Let's bring him over here. He can help with some of the rundown, as the rest of our cavalry will then be prepared to move against their provincial cavalry as soon as our general gets over here to take over the rundown. In fact, we'll combine him with the dragoons and just take the other regiment of horse units, and there's the dragoons, and take them back in this direction. Okay, General, you should be out of cannon fire now. Let's run these guys down. Get you some much needed experience. We'll bring this wing of infantry forward. But we may be able to handle this with just our cavalry, along with the artillery bombardment, and so far they are taking some hurt. Alright, we'll get our cavalry now faced over this way so we can come in on a charge on our provincial cavalry, which very well could be not in, yeah, they're more than likely hiding behind that wall, which maybe they're starting to realize is not faced in a very good direction to give them protection. I don't even think we'll have time to get my infantry enclosed. We're just going to take the cavalry, boom, 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 charge into the provincial cavalry, and then follow through over here. Hopefully no stray cannonball will hit us during our charge. Well, they're pulling out. We're just going to end up charging into a big mass over here is what it looks like. Come on, they're moving. Change your bearing. And I'll halt the cannon fire since they're all in that general vicinity. Enemy general has fallen, and the army is collapsing. And victory goes to us. Norway is ours. And hey, just so for small tidbit, guess what? I have a bit of Norway in my blood from on my mother's side. So there you go. We've taken over way back when my family territory. Okay, heroic victory. All right, we lost 52. I call that a successful battle, and we have conquered Norway. Let's do the repairs to get this back up and running so we can move out as soon as possible. Let's see if we have anything else we need to look at. We have a College of Divinity here, which I believe is what we need. So we may just leave it there. It's a major fishery. We can recruit if we ever need to. 4th rate's there also. So we're not hurting for being able to construct ships anywhere. And then we have something way back here. Look at that. A little old iron mine that we're going to upgrade while we're here. Is there one more farther up at the tip? I can't remember. There's some stuff that appears way, way up here. There we go. We got an iron mine way back up here too to upgrade. I think we've hit on everything at the moment until we get some growth. More spaces, more towns grow and appear. And we got a little farm. Let's help the growth. Okay, I think we've recovered over here just fine. Let's take a look at our army and spend the funds to fix them up and recruit any losses we had, which were, like I said, were not major. And region has been captured. Ancillary has been gained from... Oh, we now have a surgeon for our general up here, plus 10% to recovery chance of battle casualties. And we gained +1 morale in battle. Question is, do we have a star for our general yet? Let's take a look. Ah, we have some stars, and I believe that is the 4th star that we have gained. It's hard to tell because these icons are extra miniature when you're using the 40 unit save version, but it looks like we did gain an extra star for our general with that battle. As easy as it was. Now, we do have sight of their big army. But if they have that big army there, what the heck are they holding the city with? And that may just fall, and Sweden could be knocked out of the game. How frustrating. They could be knocked out of the game by Russia, of all things. Not that we're enemies or worried about them at the moment, but yeah, I'd much prefer to take out Sweden myself. And as we're up here, there is a rake I had dropped off that I do want to get in and see if we can infiltrate him into the capital. We'll find out what kind of a chance that might be. 71%. Nah, we can do some easier moves first. How about we go to the College of Divinity and infiltrate there? Since this guy also, I think, is somewhat of a low-level rake, we'll see if we can't. Yeah, he's only got his 3-star rank. And we'll little by little get closer. We can at least be close enough to have an idea of what kind of an army they have in their capital, which is not extremely threatening at this point, although anything compared to what I have in my capital, I guess we'd have to consider as threatening. We have this loose general that we were sending back to our capital, so let's just send him there all the way, multi-moved in case we forget on our turn to move him. Then we have some navies to get on the move. See how far they can get towards India. In fact, let's zoom all the way out because that'll make it quicker to see how far we can move. So we'll raid this trade zone right here. A little frame rate drop with that action. And we will get this other fleet, this fleet of 2, off in this direction. And reinforcements are on the way to India. Now I think, I forgot about them, but I think we built some, did we build some militia over here? Yes, we did. Let's start heading to our ports to protect our ports. Most importantly, our shipyard here, which is cranking out the 4th rates for us. We made it. And then we have a little port up to the north. No, 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 no. I had you click still. Yeah, this is who I want to click. Little mistake, but we can make it over here now too. There we go. And one of the last buildings, since I have so many colleges from expanding, so many schools, it's one of the last things I upgrade. I think we're doing fine because of the quantity that we're researching. But when you upgrade schools, it adds to your province unrest. So I kind of hold off on that as much as possible to not have to worry about building extra units to keep down the unrest potential in our areas. Now, the one thing I did forget to do is up in Denmark. Did I recruit or did I do that? No, we have some new recruits down here. Yeah, and I don't want to move them part of the way over here and get picked off here, so we're going to keep them right there. In the meantime, we will recruit some militia, and for Denmark, I need a couple. And I might as well go ahead and build a third that we can send up to Norway for the one port up there. So let's just build our 3 militia that we're going to need here to protect some ports. And I think we are pretty well set as far as the continent. Let's get down to India and take a look. Oh, did we not recruit last turn? Oh, no, there is an army here. I can recruit again now. Let's move the army over. Oh, and we got our artillery piece. Let's kind of take a peek at what our army kind of looks like right now. We got 4 cavalry. I think on our next wave of recruitment, we got a couple grenadiers. I'm going to do recruit 1 more cavalry unit. Is there anything particular or special about these? Charge bonus is less on these guys. Why am I limited to 2 if they aren't as good? Melee defense 12, no. Melee attack 15, that's the advantage, is melee attack. This one, it's weird. They have higher melee attack but less of a charge bonus. So I don't know how that'll balance out and make them better or worse, but we'll do a couple grenadiers, and then probably everybody else we recruit will be basic line infantry is what I guess to fill out this army. Now while I'm in the Americas, let's take a look at this agent here. Let's highlight him and let's just pop him over to New York real quick. Just take a peek here, then we'll send them back to the Iroquois just because they are the closest to us, but I just want to see if there's anything of significance. I don't expect any in New York, but I just want to get a pre-peek, let's call it. There's a little bit there. And we were detected, and we have been executed. Uh-oh, that's probably not going to make us any friends with the British. In fact, let's take a look over here at diplomacy, and under Great Britain, what do we see? Acts of espionage. That hurts us just a little bit. In fact, we are allies, but the respect overall is not what it once was, just because the biggest problem, to be quite honest, is our territorial expansion is not sitting well with them. It's probably not sitting well with a whole heck of a lot of others either. So it starts making, the bigger you grow, the more prone you are to getting someone upset and to getting them to do some actions against you. So I'm kind of thinking, I'm thinking Sweden will be finished quickly enough. I'm going to count on it. They're busy in other areas like with Quebec over here. So I'm going to continue taking a little bit of a chance in our home country to see if we can't hold out without an army there. Of course, it might be just the temptation someone needs to attack us, but we're going to hold off just a tiny bit more. And now it's just a matter of spending our remaining funds, 11,910. We're going to upgrade to the final structure there, the Capitol building. I'm down here. I'm going to build 1 more militia unit just to cover our fishing port. Down in Central America, that's kind of where I'm scrolling down to. We do have a need for a farm here. We can upgrade our fishing fleet here in Guatemala. And we got another plantation hiding over here, so we'll upgrade the coffee. And we've made it down to Panama, and I don't think we're going to be able to improve everything that's remaining in Panama, but we'll give it a start. In fact, we don't have enough money to make any more improvements, so let's see if there's any other farms on the way. And yes, there is. We have one here down in New Granada. And if we find another farm, we might be able to improve that also. And we found one over in New Andalusia. So we have spent our money for this turn. And I'll take a quick peek at the lists. We'll come back and start our new turn. Alright, there was nothing else I noticed that we needed to address. So let's take our new turn. We're about to find out if Russia has the wherewithal to take Sweden out of the game. If they're going to allow me a chance to give it a try myself. We'll find out pretty quick. Alright, Russia is looking for a military alliance, and to be quite honest, I have no problem allying with them right now. They are allies with Great Britain, and maybe that'll help feel like we can solidify there. They're enemies with Ottomans. That, well, it's not like I am allied with the Ottomans either. They're just a trade partner. So this seems like a nice fit. I don't want to feel threatened from Russia. I want to be able to focus in India, so we're going to go ahead with the military alliance. I don't mind. Their offer of military access is a little cheesy in order to get some crop rotation, but that's a minor technology in my mind. We're going to give it to them. All right, we have a military technology advancement. We have improved grape shot for our navies. Let's go and take a look. It looks like Luxembourg is where we were researching that. So let's get down into our research. Oh, that's the new technology that they assigned to us. I think what we're going to do is we're going to not choose that one. So let's get to Luxembourg and highlight that. And let's get down. I want to get up to Reformed Naval Administration so we can build the Naval College and we can gain access to some mighty, mighty new ships. Wouldn't it be nice to get that before things explode with Great Britain? 29 turns. It's an effort to get there. This other one where we're doing seasoning, we can then move down to one of these, a longitudinal watch, perhaps before the improved grape shot, because that helps our movement range big time. All right, let's take a look at what else we have. We have a successful mission. Let's just double check where they are. That one is Spain. Successful mission here. That is, oh yeah, well, we're moving up in London. Successful mission here in India still. And we gained an ancillary. An amusing cad. That's minor, just changes happiness, so that's not a big one. I don't even have to figure out who got that one. Recruitment report, we continue our aggressive recruitment so we can start doing things in India. Okay, we've tapered off a little bit now in our major. We haven't filled the page with our construction, but we're still improving. And if you look at our income here, it's still 26,385 with all the units and upkeep we're building. We're somehow finding a way to kind of keep up with it by expanding our economy too, so that's kind of cool. And we did the military technology. Nation destroyed. Russia did do it for us. Goodbye, Sweden. Okay, that was enough respect, right? Nation destroyed. Quebec is gone, so that means Great Britain has conquered Quebec, where they've been hassling them for quite a while. So that should all be over there, British territory now. Yes, it is. So that's just more ways that we may have issues over here once these battles start. And a trait gain plus zeal in India. So our guy, I tell you, he just needs to be on enemy territory when he's converting. When he was on our own territory, he lost his zeal. He much prefers spreading the word in enemy territory. In fact, look at that. 70% Protestantism now in this region. I guess which is probably be the first one we should move against too, don't you think? And we have a new town emerging somewhere over in Guatemala. What kind of town is it? I think we'll just go with industry, whatever industry we can get over here to help with our income. It's a craft workshop, some weavers. So let's go back to the continent and kind of reassess where we are at up here. So we don't need our blockading power up here anymore. So let's withdraw this small fleet and combine over here. There we go. And next turn we should be healed and our army can get hay out of Norway. And yes, we can easily move out of Norway already. I'm just going to wait till they're healed up. In fact, what we'll do for a turn, now that we can reach them from where we are, we'll keep this fleet in front of my ports just in case. And then we'll go pick up our army out of Norway and park it back in Amsterdam. So then we will feel secure, or at least a lot more secure against our faltering friendship with the British. Even though we're still allied, so I'm not concerned that way, but I think if the animosity towards me gets strong enough, they will not take a second to think about breaking that alliance. While we're here, we're going to upgrade our dry dock. So we have another option, should we lose one somehow, to continue building our navy. I'm going to go ahead and spend some funds here in Luxembourg. This is the one that is working on our most costly naval research, and I'm going to spend the money and invest the money here to try and speed that up a little bit. The overall public order here is solid and not a problem. So we'll go ahead. Yeah, we got a +10, +9 over here at the moment. Although clamor for reform, like I said, with that school upgrade, will increase. So we got to keep our eye on that. But we're okay right now. And our general is going to be a general without a home here pretty quick. Let's park him in Flanders at the moment. We actually have a cavalry. You can be the general of the cavalry. Because we already have a general over here for this army, I believe. Yeah, so we can't combine armies and our generals. And then we have the ability to upgrade our dockyard here in Spain, so we might as well just go ahead and do that. And we can increase our dockyard here. In fact, with that research we finished, did it get us? It got us up to third rates once these are built, and second rates. So we're almost where we need to be for those amazing first rates and fun to play with first rates. So I'm not gonna shut down a second rate option either, though. They're way much better. So we're gonna put a halt to any more naval building at the moment until these docks upgrade. Yeah, we have 2 more fourth rates that did show up here. Oh, and let's take a peek, since they become visible, at this navy over here. A lot of fourth rates, fifth rates, smaller ships, but since we've been doing, they aren't bad, but we've upgraded just a little better than them. So this navy only scares me in quantity, not quality. Okay, here's our main fleet. We're going to get that sent down to India. And we'll just send them direct over to India with our reinforcing armies. There should be one more vessel, yeah, sitting right here. We'll bring them here. Bring out 2 fourth rates to help with the escort. Since we have units on board we don't want to lose, and they can make it down to send them off to India. So I believe that takes care of the continent. In fact, did we build those militia? So maybe we didn't finish in the continent. Did we build that militia up in Denmark so we can protect our ports? Yes, we did. And then we have some army units and one more militia to get up to Norway. So what we'll do is next turn, when this army in Norway is healed and we start picking them up back to Amsterdam, we'll just send this fleet up there to get it done. Pick up this army, pick up any remaining forces that might be here, drop off the militia, head back to, you can see what I'm going to do. I don't need to I guess I don't need to spell it out that much, right? We'll head over to India real quick. We have some more recruits. And our army is starting to look like an army that I'm ready to take out to face in the forces in India. We'll do a dragoon and a couple line infantry. There we go. Okay, we ran out last turn of funds in Guatemala with upgrades. We only have 11,428 left to spend here. Let's finish with the upgrades we were doing and get as far as we can. Commercial port, we're down to 6,400. We can upgrade the capital here in New Granada. And do we have enough left for the port? It looks like we do. Down to 928, about all we can touch is a farm, so we'll track down a farm. And I found one here on Hispaniola, so we'll get that upgraded and call it a turn. I think we may have run out of time. I'm going to take a look at the time real quick, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Oh yeah, I got a little carried away with the time. That got away from me. So we're going to end this now. Thank goodness we were able to squeak in one little battle up in Norway. Otherwise, we made a ton of progress towards being able to start some big-time maneuvers over in India. So hope you enjoyed the episode. This is ZigZagZog signing off from somewhere in this world. Remember, hit the like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and we'll see you all next time. Thanks so much.
Oh!